Okay, so the topic I want to talk about today in the hot, humid, crazy temperatures of Costa Rica is this concept of it's actually in A Course in Miracles, this concept. And the concept is a holy relationship versus a special relationship. I've always liked this topic. I've always thought it was very appropriate and something that I would consider something to aim for. First, I'll explain it. So there's the holy relationship and there's the special relationship. The special relationship is the one where you make the other person very special. You put them up on a pedestal and maybe you worship them or think of them more as like, it's just an unbalanced relationship, right? You're acting like the fan and there's the celebrity. They are special. And almost always what ends up happening is the stool falls and the person crashes and they can no longer live up to the expectations and this image that we're creating of this person that we are making holier than thou. So that's the special relationship. And then the holy relationship, I'm trying to relax my shoulders here. I feel like they're tensing up. The holy relationship is where you go into a relationship with the intentions of both of you wanting to heal together. And what you're healing together is a realization that you are already whole with or without this person. And that is, in my mind, a beautiful journey. And I can say that without a doubt, I don't think any of my relationships have been considered quote unquote holy relationships. I think they have been more on the special side. And that's something I want to change and something I want to be more conscientious about in the future when engaging in relationships with others, even friendships, even relationships with females, where potentially I may put somebody up on a pedestal and say that because of X, Y, and Z, maybe because of financial status, or maybe because of looks, or maybe because of a profession, that I might think that they are better than I am and put them up on a pedestal. So my goal from here on out, and I know I will fail time and time again, is to create what are called these holy relationships, where it is a path towards healing on both of our parts, where we are standing on equal grounds and there's no saying one is better than the other. We're both blossom, as one of my favorite spiritual authors, Robert Ohado, talks about, is the blossomness of people. And yeah, I just am curious if you feel like you've had holy relationships with people before. There's also, you can think of it as somewhere in the middle too. Some people may look at it and say, well, I don't put my partner up on a pedestal, but I also don't feel like we have a holy relationship either. Maybe it's looks somewhat different. But for me and my path, it is always something to aspire to, is creating this relationship with others where not one is putting the other in this place of being better than me, or them feeling like they are not as good as me. Because I feel, whatever the heck that means. I feel like everyone has their gifts and their talents and their attributes that can be beneficial to the world, especially the introverts and the quieter people. I would say that while I may come off as an extrovert and loving, because I do love talking to people. I love talking with people. I just can't help but not chit chat with people. But at the same time, I'm also kind of quiet, and that may surprise people sometimes. And I know a lot of people that are more on the quieter side, and they have so much value in their thoughts and their ideas and what they could bring to this world for healing. And I feel like we need to lift our quieter, introverted people up, because there's some kind of saying, I don't know what the saying is. It's something along the lines of, like, I don't know, something about the loud people being kind of the I don't want to butcher this saying, but it's something along the lines of, like, the squeakiest wheels, the loudest people are not necessarily the ones that have the most beneficial things to share in the world. And I feel like the quieter people that kind of keep to themselves, maybe hiding things that could be so beneficial for the world. And I love encouraging quieter people to share what's inside of them, because there is a lot of wisdom within the introverts. So that's all for now. It's kind of random. I have no idea why I even thought of this topic today, holy and special relationships. I know I'm working with clients a lot, and relationships come up all the time. And that's been something that's been extremely beautiful for me to experience and have it reflected back to me, because, of course, I've had my own difficulties with these relationship issues that these clients are bringing to me. So it brings a lot of compassion towards them, and it also helps me heal and have a lot of compassion towards myself too. I just feel like we're just a bunch of bozos on the bus of humanity. Like one of my favorite authors, Elizabeth Lesser, talks about in regards to all of us being bozos on the bus. And if we could all just take off that mask and talk about our bozoness, we would be so much more connected in our humanity versus separated in isolation of trying to come off with this mask of everything's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm normal, there's nothing wrong with me. And I will say, typically, if I run into those people that act like they don't have a thing or an issue or a difficulty, or I try and I run. I run. Because we've all got our shit. And I don't think I've met one person on the planet that doesn't have some kind of weird little quirk. And it may go way beyond a weird little quirk. But we all have our things. So I've been blubbering. I really don't even know where I'm headed. I am doing an experiment today. I've been reading another book. I'm all over the place. Called Think and Grow Rich, The Power of like Radical Gratitude. And so I'm like doing gratitudes on steroids. And so I'll probably share that later today. All the things that I'm just paying attention to and being grateful for, from the smallest to the biggest. And right now it's just the small things. So I'll share that eventually. And I would also encourage everyone else out there to really try this experiment of gratitudes on steroids. All right, I'll wipe the sweat from my face. Hopefully the rainy season, jungle rain, is going to be occurring here in a couple hours, which I do believe that is the case. So I look forward to that greatly, because it just feels so much better when it just cools everything down a little bit around here. But that's all for now. Much love and have a beautiful day. Thanks.